Okay, I had to come on my front porch because the television is being watched inside and I didn't want that interfering with the video. I grew up on a small farm and we had a 2-acre garden, and I am now following suit. There is my garden. It's mostly 5-gallon buckets. I am getting ready to plant that tomorrow on my day off. I do work 45 to 70 hours a week, so it's not a lot of time. But here is the mason jars that my mother absolutely loved. There were several types, but this was the one that was hard to get. It's called the wide mouth because of the size of it. And later on, I'll take some pictures at work, and I'll show you the standard size mouth one. But this is the wide mouth one. Of course, it's a ball mason jar. And I got the quart size. This is the normal one that we canned about 360 of these a year. And then here's the privileged ones. These are the pints. Now, you're going to want several sizes. They do make these in half gallons. They make these in small mouth, wide mouth, half gallons, quart size, pint size, and half pints. Now, I don't know if I'll be buying the half pint ones, but I know I'll be getting some more of these because I have 71 strawberry plants right now. And I got a blackberry bush that's been growing now for, this is the 4th year, so I can go ahead and harvest the fruit. And then on these quart jars, these are great for making green beans, summer squash, zucchini, tomatoes, tomato juice, whole tomatoes, diced tomatoes, stewed tomatoes, green beans, yellow beans, as wax beans, as you guys know, a whole bunch of variety. We'll show you as I go through this whole process, because we're going to go ahead and do a lot of canning. We're going to do some dehydration, so we're going to go ahead and dry our fruit and our vegetables and our milk and our eggs and all that. And we're going to do some freezing. And I'll show you all the things that I found to be the best to preserve your food. But stock up on these. These are the ball mason jars, quart size. Get some of the pint size so that you can go ahead and start canning. You can can from things that you grow. You can can from things that you buy. And you can can from the things that you purchase at the grocery store. You can make jam from things that you purchase instead of grow. If you want to grow them, you'll have some great satisfaction in. So stock up the ball mason jars, wide mouth. Now you can get the irregular size one or the heirloom ones that are blue and all that good stuff. You can get all that, and that's nice. It looks cute. But for practicality purposes, my mother loved these, the wide mouth. So I'm going to be buying these at my store that I work at as much as they can get in, which is not much. This was the only one that was on the shelf the last few days. And I bought this, about a whole set of these, about a week ago. So I'll be picking them up as they come up on the shelf until I have about 400 of these. And I like to have about 100 of these available. I'll get some of the half pints. I'm not sure what I'm going to get them for. And I'm going to get some of the half gallon ones. And I'm not sure why. So I just want to have them in case I decide to use them. But remember, the ball mason jars, wide mouth. Those are the best ones to get. If you have the narrow mouth ones, that's okay. You just have to, be a little bit more careful. That's it. Stay tuned because we're going to do a whole series on growing food, canning food, preserving food, and on 5-gallon bucket containers. And then maybe we'll even see how this garage gets torn down or built back up to its former glory like this house did. This is my rose garden. I started in one of the worst areas of Detroit. It was called the Red Zone. And this was the first thing that I did, was put in a rose garden. Took the fencing down. I set that up for growing roses to climb on so that people can come in here, walk in here, pick roses, enjoy themselves. It's kitty corner across from the church. And this is what I first started almost 6 years ago now. And then after that, I had a little bit of property. I had some sun. After I chopped down the trees that far back. And I was able to put a garden in. And then I got where the garages were, tore them down. And now I'm putting 5-gallon buckets on them because I need more food and I don't have a lot of soil. So stay tuned because this is in the city of Detroit. East Detroit is where I'm at. And this is my neighborhood that I am currently in. And these are wonderful people. Wonderful, wonderful people. It wasn't like this when I moved in. But people have driven out the drug dealers and the white people from coming in here and buying drugs that weren't even from this area. And I was one of the first white guys to move in. And then we started growing the 5-gallon containers this year. So stay tuned, I'll walk you through everything.